Alright, so in the top right, we got the final member who made the USA team for Warcraft 3 Nations League. It's the ORC BlackPhoenix. And then in the bottom left, we got my clanmate that I've been playing Warcraft with for maybe 15 years. It's a Jedi. So Jedi has typically been a Farseer player, but I think he's decided that he wants to get better with Blade, as well as maybe he thinks he can only go so far with Farseer. So it looks like we might be seeing a Blade here, because he's not going Headhunters, and it is a Blade from both sides. So standard play, they both went barracks, standard. I don't think they're doing any fancy hitman tricks where you leave 4 on gold for a long time and do gold mining hacks. But yeah. Oh, and Jedi actually goes with a scout. I'm not sure what he's looking for with the scout or what he would find that would change his gameplay. Maybe he mostly wants to see if there's anything fishy like a war mill, whether there's a standard shop timing. And you might see him making use of that 21 food. So we do see him making use of the 21 food. And yeah, he's just kind of making sure BlackPhoenix is doing what he thinks he's going to do. It's only 75 gold, so it's not like this peon is extremely costly. We'll see if Jedi gets enough information out of it to make it worth it, or if it ends up just kind of a loss of 75 gold. So Jedi goes for the whole camp. BlackPhoenix just gets the item. Jedi sees that though, and sees that he bought the salves and is moving towards him. So it looks like he's going to get his own salves right away. We see a ring of protection for Jedi and a gloves for BlackPhoenix. And now Jedi might be aware of this, but he was a little late. However, he may get the ogre, which would be even bigger. But there is dust, so Jedi does attack early. Maybe he was afraid of Windwalk running out as well. I think he still had a few seconds left. It's not nighttime, bro. He's choking. Ooh, if Jedi noticed that, he could have definitely Windwalked up here and picked that off. However, this is not going to cost anything if he manages to make it over to one of the fountains again. So early game advantage to BlackPhoenix, maybe? It's pretty close actually. BlackPhoenix bought a circlet, bought dust, but he's already used one of the dusts. Jedi actually has more experience, but BlackPhoenix got a strength tome and stole one troll from here. And Jedi is finding a good timing to pick off the ogre, knowing that the blade is chasing the grunt. So that's actually really good. I'll give him level 2. It's a replenishment potion, which can definitely be useful later when you have an invuln to combo with it. You pop that invuln in the middle of the fight, pop the replenishment after, and suddenly your blade will be good shape. I think he's not paying attention that BlackPhoenix is here. He should definitely not be taking this much damage because BlackPhoenix actually has the dust. Okay, he does back off. He uses the replenishment. I think I would have preferred a salve, but maybe he just wanted to get rid of the replenishment. Mostly I prefer the salve because he needed more than the 200 health that this gives, as well as he's already like full mana. Maybe he should invest a Windwalk and make use of the rest of the mana regen. Okay, Black Phoenix stealing the crabs. Low impact. This one's high impact though. Jedi stealing the troll and ogre. However, he's going to take a lot of damage. So depending if Black Phoenix gets here or has some sort of timing hit, this could actually be awkward for Jedi. And as we see, Black Phoenix does actually scout this, and now Jedi will have to speed scroll away. And will we see a Windwalk invested? No. He's just going to go for the ogre. I wouldn't mind him just killing the trapper here. Dusting on the ogre later. Ooh, and this Shadow Hunter is definitely going to make Jedi have to leave. He will be able to get away, but has to invest another healing salve. Overall, I actually like Jedi's position here. He's tossing up Totem, Bestiary, and a War Mill. War Mill to make Kodos. Black Phoenix's timings are a little faster. He's already got a Raider coming out and Ensnare queued up. So small advantage for Phoenix in terms of tech timings or the macro game. But Jedi is not exactly in a bad position. He does only have like... Okay, he does have 3 units. I thought he only had like 2.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, so Black Phoenix doing well. Just getting his Shadow Hunter leveled up. And Jedi finding it awkward creeping because this is not exactly a huge camp to get. And he's like halfway across the map, so Black Phoenix can definitely creepjack this, and he's looking to do so. But he realizes Jedi is going to back off after, so he also backs off. I guess that peon probably saw his army, so that's actually proven to have quite a bit of value out of that peon. He noticed when Black Phoenix came over here at the start, he noticed Black Phoenix's army coming here to creep check. This would actually be huge for Jedi. He should block this in. Okay. Decent block. However, there's not much surface area, which means the grunts aren't actually hitting much. Should move the Shadow Hunter here and put some grunts in. Is he gonna dust or just grab it? He just grabs it. Luckily for him, Black Phoenix wasn't actually there.
Players' forces are under attack.
And Phoenix, on the other hand, gets a pendant, which is huge, and is almost level 3 on the Blade Master. He just needs 1 kill of like anything. And we do have a creep chat coming. Jedi has no TP, so he's going to have to somehow disengage from this. And it's not going to be easy with double Raiders and Ensnare. And he only has 1 Raider himself, which may not... Yeah, he doesn't even have Ensnare yet. It's only just finishing. And Black Phoenix does end up picking off the Shadow Hunter, gets his level 3 Blade. And now Jedi's in an awful spot here. He's looking to focus the Shadow Hunter from Phoenix. However, I don't think he will actually manage to get it. Maybe if he invests his Windwalks and keeps chasing. And Black Phoenix loses control of it for a second. But otherwise, definitely in Phoenix's favor here. And this buyback might just be a dieback from the Shadow Hunter. Because Phoenix still has a Windwalk. And he's just going to march right in. Probably has to buy a mana potion. No. I think Phoenix could have gone in and killed at least the grunt there. Because he still had a Windwalk, but he ended up using the Windwalk and hitting the blade instead. Maybe a little mishap by Phoenix. However, he is definitely in a commanding position. He's at 50 food. He's got level advantage. He's 3.5 and 2.5, or like 3.6, 2.6 versus 3 and 2. And Jedi is at 38 food versus 50 food. So this is going to be extremely tough to come back in Orkmir. We'll see what he can do, but I'm not sure I'm not sure the method of comeback here. It's probably going to have to do with the claws plus 12 and some crits. That sounds like a nice thing to do. Just get crits, right? But yeah, look at this army. 3 Raider, 2 Walker, Kodo, 2 Grunt. And then Jedi has like 1 Kodo, 1 Raider, like 1 Walker. It's like, it may be a Grunt or something. He's basically a Grunt, a Walker, and a Raider down. And that's a huge difference. Yeah, it's definitely gonna have to come from his claws plus 12. Or if he can manage to get a pick off on a Kodo, like if the Kodo's slacking behind and Jedi gets a pick off on it, followed by the creep jack from the pick off. Otherwise, it will definitely have to involve a Shadow Hunter kill. The problem is Phoenix has already reached level 3. He has a greater heal potion, a pendant of energy. He should probably buy a mana potion here. Definitely should have bought a mana potion and a clarity.
A player's forces are under attack.
Especially over the salve. However, I don't blame him going for a heal scroll plus invuln here, which I believe is what he'll do. Oh, he goes double heal scroll. I mean, double heal scroll is good, of course. I definitely think he could have gone for an invuln and mana potion instead. I believe that would have been better, because the mana potion on a Shadow Hunter with Pendant of Energy has extreme value in terms of heal, especially because he's level 3. Jedi, on the other hand, is struggling to reach level 3. However, these turtles should be enough. And with that, there is a slim chance. I mean, if you look at the supply numbers, Phoenix is only at 53. He just broke upkeep, and Jedi is at 50. Jedi, however, is a little bit damaged, whereas Phoenix is not. And Phoenix also has an aggressive shop set up, the double heal scrolls he just bought, greater heal potion, whereas Jedi's items are lackluster. He has a claws plus 12. He does have 1 heal scroll though. Needs to get these linked. Okay, he does. Nice. And we see Raiders dropping for Jedi. Jedi focusing a Raider of Phoenix as well. Gets an eat off on his Kodo, which is actually pretty good. That's one way to get an advantage, is get an eat off while your opponent does not. Blade coming back in. Going to kill off another Raider. Actually not too bad for Jedi so far. The supplies are quite even. Jedi's actually come ahead so far in supply. However, with the Kodo dropping, the Raider comes back out, gets an snare off. However, the Raider dies right away as well. Pendant of Energy putting in work though. However, if Jedi can manage to... Oh, Jedi actually lost his shop before this fight started too, so that's actually going to be really awkward because now Phoenix has his shop up. Jedi has not set another one up. However, Jedi is actually outperforming in the fight so far. The problem is the shop is going to carry Phoenix. Even though this is a supply lead for Jedi, not being able to purchase anything from the shop because he has none anymore is going to be the downfall of him. And we see the blade fall, Shadow Hunter going to be next, everything else is red health. Last heal wave coming out, and kind of just a Jedi analyzing the situation, seeing what he has left. However, with Phoenix having the shop here and unlimited mana potions and heal potions, there's no way to come back. And the game goes to BlackPhoenix. So BlackPhoenix, I think the advantage in the early game was very slight favorite for Jedi, but Phoenix turned it around pretty quickly with, I believe, better macro as well as catching Jedi out at the fight in the middle. That middle fight crippled Jedi so hard. If he didn't get creepjacked there and they had like a 50 food versus 50 food fight, I think Jedi probably could have taken that, because he actually played that last fight better, I believe. I think Phoenix was in a commanding position, and somehow Jedi managed to come back from a heal scroll down, a heal potion down, a pendant of energy on the Shadow Hunter, and a slight supply lead, I guess. And Jedi's units were actually damaged at the start of that fight. So like everything was in BlackPhoenix's favor, and that last fight was actually pretty close. If Phoenix didn't have his shop there, or if Jedi's shop was still up, that would have been extremely close. Okay, game 2, and it's going to be Last Refuge. I didn't actually comment on the map. Last map, Concealed Hill. I think Concealed Hill actually oftentimes sees Farseer play, but as I mentioned, Jedi has been favoring Blade lately. I think he's wanted to show that he can play Blade as well, and that there's a lot more potential in good Blade play in the long run. So we'll see what he can do. Okay, so Jedi spawning at the bottom left in blue. Looks like a standard opening so far, as long as the barracks comes out. And it does. Felt like he was short on gold for some reason there. If Phoenix's barracks is like 100 health higher. I don't know what happened, but maybe the gold mine kind of like bugged out with the 4 peons and mined a little bit less gold at the start. Shouldn't really matter. Okay, and then top right, we got BlackPhoenix in red, and he is also going standard. We see Blade Master, and we see Blade Master. So I hope you guys like some Blade Master mirror. If you didn't have enough from Bash and Lucker, you get some more right here. Okay, so we see shop coming out and shop coming out. It's a mirror matchup, guys. Okay. We'll see if Jedi... So Jedi actually does do the scout again. And we saw last game that it can be pretty beneficial. He saw that the blade came over to his side. He was able to somewhat creepjack at the merchant shop. If he had shown up a little bit sooner with his blade, or a little bit later and jacked the ogre, both of which would have been huge for Jedi, but he was actually at such an awkward moment that he ended up attacking the grunt instead. Yeah, we'll see what this brave little soul can do this game. He does see that the blade comes out, that BlackPhoenix goes just for the item, Jedi going for the whole creep camp, which is more of my type of style. I like creeping the whole camp. I'm not a big fan of just taking the item and running, unless it's like on my opponent's side of the map, or if I need to reach like a expansion to stop it right away. You know, things like that. I go for just the item. But in these situations, I'm actually a fan of that. I'm going to assume BlackPhoenix did this purposely, but I'm going to also assume he did not mean to get ensnared, because that is a big problem. Okay, what's Jedi gonna do? He gets circlet and dust, pretty big. We do see a circlet bot from Phoenix as well. What did they get? They got ring and gloves. So this time Jedi gets the gloves,
A player's
Phoenix
forces
gets the
are
ring,
under attack.
and Phoenix might actually get a burrow cancel. That's actually quite close. That would be pretty big. He definitely can get the second one. Okay, so Jedi can repair this if he... Okay, he does set his beyond. And Jedi actually catches the weak grunt on the run as well, the one that ran into the ensnared creeps. Burrow should be fine with the 4th peon. Jedi's going to get this grunt. That's actually a huge pickoff for him. He does lose a bit of wood harvesting time by repairing, but he reaches level 2, picks off the grunt,
Town is under siege.
and he's in a very favorable position. Like, experience-wise is huge. And BlackPhoenix is kind of throwing away resources here. I don't think you're supposed to War Mill block your opponent in unless they are already taking a lot of damage and far away. Jedi was already heading out of the base, so he was right there to attack the War Mill right away, and that just honestly cost Phoenix probably like 100 gold for very little value. Like he probably only got 2 spears to hit from a burrow at the cost of like 100 gold, which was just healed up by a salve anyways.
Under attack.
Ooh, scout peon. Look at this peon, dude. It's actually doing work. Saw the blade. I'm not sure if Jedi noticed because he was just starting to engage the creeps. He may not have been paying attention, but I believe he will probably dust for this. He actually might not dust for this. Okay, he does dust for it. Sees no blade. He would have got it safe regardless, because Phoenix going for the item. And this could be a huge creep jack. Jedi senses it. Dude, Jedi. Okay. He doesn't actually windwalk in first. I think that would have been a decent play to windwalk in first. But ooh, he gets the XP and the item, I believe. Yeah, he gets the item as well, which was Ring of Protection. Look at this. He's almost level 3. BlackPhoenix has 48 XP. He's only killed the ogre.
Forces are under attack.
What is Jedi doing, dude? He's going crazy. Okay, he does have a lot of weak grunts though, which is a bit sketchy. He has to make a trip home soon. And Phoenix going double totem tier 3. This guy's nuts, guys. He's nuts. So Jedi once again... Okay, actually their tech times were about equal this time. He has his Shadow Hunter on the way, bringing the salve so he doesn't have to make a trip home. And his blade is level 3, which is huge. So if Jedi's on top of it, he can constantly pressure BlackPhoenix's Shadow Hunter while creeping his own Shadow Hunter. Ooh, is he going for the red? I mean, I guess that's a play. I think the better play is to probably creep the shop with your Shadow Hunter while scouting with the blade, being on top of BlackPhoenix's army. I mean, you need to watch out. But I do think this will also work out nicely. The thing is, he is splitting XP and giving Phoenix time, and time actually benefits Phoenix quite a bit because he's going tier 3 with Walker Tauren. Let's see, Jedi gets Warsong Battle Drums. Not particularly good because you are generally fine with making Kodos. And he's going to actually want Kodos against this lineup of Walker Tauren. I assume it's Walker Tauren. Like, you would definitely get Tauren if you're going tier 3 double totem. So yeah, the one thing going for Phoenix here is that Jedi's Shadow Hunter is about only equal XP to Phoenix's, and Phoenix's tech has gone unscouted. Jedi finally going with his blade though, and this is actually huge. He's going to catch him at a very nice timing. I'm not sure if he'll scout the base. It would actually be interesting if he walked in and then back. He doesn't see raiders though, so maybe that'll be a tell. But yeah, he can still kind of distract here. Baits a hex out, which is pretty good because the hex came out early. It didn't actually secure the ogre. And Jedi can actually come in here and steal it. But he's going to have to use an invuln or... Okay. So Jedi doesn't get it, but he does bait out 2 hexes. Phoenix loses a grunt to creeps. And now Jedi's coming in with the cleanup crew. And this is going to be huge for him. I think the best thing to do here for Jedi, get level 3 off this creep and bring like 4 peons and build a shop. Putting pressure here would actually be huge, but I'm not sure if he will because he might see... Okay, he actually had a couple salves left. So yeah, buy a heal scroll and bring peons and he should be good. But even without the peons, he might still be fine because he has tons of mana on his Shadow Hunter. I think he just popped a greater mana potion because he just used the heal wave and he's at 330 mana. So this is looking great for Jedi, and we do see a Tauren out for BlackPhoenix, but hero levels 2-2 versus 3-3 is not looking good for him. We'll see if this Tauren can carry. Maybe if he gets a ton of pulverizes off. Or Master Walker training helping. But it's going to be rough. Especially if...
Players' forces are under attack.
Okay, there's no Kodo. Oh, he is bringing the peons across. So this is looking very favorable. And the burrow pickoff, honestly, is... Like that, combined with the shot pickoff, probably seals the game for Jedi. We'll see if BlackPhoenix can make something of this. He does have walkers, which can do a ton of damage to these 4 grunts, and with them all linked, that ton of damage will be split a lot, and everything will be taking a ton. However, you know, generally 3 walkers doing magic damage to grunts aren't going to suddenly save you from this deficit, but we'll see what he can do. And Jedi going in. Ensnaring the Tauren is actually pretty good. Locks the other Tauren in. BlackPhoenix's blade is getting weak and not even attacking. He's trying to hit the Shadow Hunter, but he got stuck a bit. And now he's just in an awkward position. It's a bit awkward for both though, because while it's good to ensnare this Tauren, you really don't want to have your entire arm. This Kodo just munched him, dude. Hungry Kodos, boys. He's towering. This guy's wild. He sees weakness and he's exploiting it. He's going after it. Oh my god. And yeah, this blade is gone. Jedi just had that the whole way. And that's where the extra XP can take you, as well as that scout peon. Seeing where Phoenix was heading, as well as just having an XP advantage, and then 1 creep jack getting you to level 2. You get that early crit versus your opponent not having a crit. More creep jacks later. And Jedi just took that handedly, just served it. He was ready for a comeback. No bias cast, by the way. Ooh, we got Northern Isles. So they don't like TS. They don't like Turtle Rock. Echo Isles and Amazonia. Makes sense. Amazonia can definitely be very swingy, with a lot of messy things sometimes, whether someone decides to put pressure at the start rather than creeping the wizard. So we basically just got fairly standard maps that allow you to do whatever playstyle you want to do. And these are the type of maps I tend to look for as well. Northern Isles, Last Refuge, Concealed Hill. You know, Concealed Hill does have that fountain factor you have to worry about, but otherwise fairly straightforward maps that allow for a variety of strategies. or variety of creep routes as well. Okay, so we have Jedi spawning at the top right. Looks like he's going standard build again. Likely Blade. However, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried a Shadow Hunter. Being the playoffs though, I don't think he will unless he's had success with it recently, and I don't know if he's had success with it recently or if he's tried it recently. But essentially Shadow Hunter, you can start stacking wards here, pull this, finish that, and then when it's finished, you'll have a stack of serpent wards already, and you can pull this into it and finish both fairly quickly with just one grunt and one Shadow Hunter. It might cost you 2 salves, but you'll be, you know, a little over level 2 with a Shadow Hunter pretty quickly, which is very nice. And you get a big consumable. But, you know, ignore all that. We're getting the more of the same. It's the Blade Master versus the Blade Master. Standard play with grunts. Standard shop timings. Jedi going for the Peon Scout again. So apparently this is his style. He likes going for making use of this 21 food, seeing what type of route his opponent takes, and trying to punish that. And it's actually been pretty good. I feel like, I mean, I'm not sure how much he's paid attention to his Peon. Like if sometimes he's missed the blade passing by it. But I know he's definitely seen some of it where he sees where BlackPhoenix is going or where he's at and just gives him enough information to punish that. We saw that in game 2 and game 1. And we see more of the same as well, where Jedi goes for the whole camp and BlackPhoenix on the other hand creeps the item and then heads to the shop to buy circlet dust. Circlet dust? Or actually maybe just circlet this time because he doesn't have gold. I feel like he really wanted dust there. Nice start to the creep, getting the grunt ensnared in range. Blade Master going to take a lot of damage, but he should get it safely. Jedi on the other hand, creeping fairly conservatively. So this is definitely favorable for Phoenix. It's a little risky, and he's low health, but it is definitely favorable. But he does have to bust the speed scroll out. However, makes it away safely. Double salve coming out and a claws +9. So while Jedi is level 2 and has a claws of his own, his other items a mantle, okay for the Shadow Hunter, but definitely not a claws +9. He does pick up the dust though, so that can actually be huge. Ooh, and BlackPhoenix is going for another item snipe, but we're seeing Jedi also getting the item snipe of the ogre on Phoenix's side. So they're just kind of trading these items here. He'll likely use a dust. Phoenix hits level 2, gets Scroll of the Beast, which if used at the right timing can be very strong, but it really depends if the walkers have training and they get a dispel off or not. Jedi also taking a lot of damage out of this camp. Opting to creep the whole camp. I think he maybe should have left part of it, kind of like Phoenix did, but it looks like it's working out okay enough. So gets a Ring of Regen. Honestly, not terrible in this situation. Blade Master definitely
forces are under attack.
Is constantly damaged, so will be constantly regenning as well. And we see him coming in here to cancel the tech, and this is actually a very good timing. This building just went up and instantly, I don't think he even canceled that. He did. I don't think he did. Look at these resource counts. Ooh, that is huge. Actually huge. Gets the peon too. And this is actually huge. Like, BlackPhoenix only has 170 wood. Just lost a peon. and doesn't even have any of his tier 2 buildings coming up. He can only make one of them right now. He doesn't even have wood because he... Oh yeah, he just made that. Okay. So he still needs another 100 wood. He's actually reproducing a peon. Oof. But he has double claws plus 9. That seems balanced, I guess. Did he purchase that from the shop? Where did he get that? He had to have purchased that from the shop, right? Because isn't it just this drop and this drop that have that? I don't think he sniped any of these, and I don't think they have. I'm not sure, maybe they have. Maybe he sniped this? I don't think so though. And if he purchased that from the shop, that's actually really expensive. That's 300 gold. Okay, so damage-wise, BlackPhoenix's blade is... Yeah, he got one of them at the top ogre, but Jedi took the other ogre and got Ring of Regen.
Player's forces are under
So I'm
attack.
thinking Phoenix may have actually bought that one, which is... I mean, it can be really strong. You just have to make sure you reach the 50 food mark. We see a nice pole coming out. Does he have a raider? He does not. So, going to be a little awkward getting the null, but as we can see, he is picking up quite a few. Jedi only has 2 grunts. I think he might have lost one somewhere along the line. I don't remember him losing it, but... Ooh, and the peon scouting, blade coming in, invis. There's no dust from Phoenix. And oh, Jedi's a little slow to... He actually gets the item though. Phoenix a little slow to pick it up, but Jedi was a little slow to jack it. I think Phoenix was looking elsewhere, just not expecting him to be there.
A player's forces are under attack.
I guess that was probably it. He was busy using the Shadow Hunter trying to get Hex to go off, and it didn't go off, and then Jedi just swooped in, grabbed the item, and swooped back out. A little awkward there. Sobe Mask is actually really good as well. Should pass it over to the Shadow Hunter. I do think Jedi saw Phoenix walk by here, so this is kind of surprising. He just engages the creeps. An easy jack coming in, but it looks like it's not going to... Oh, maybe? It's a little awkward, honestly, because if Jedi engages, the creeps might also engage, and I'm not sure if you want that as Jedi, because I don't know if you're strong enough to take 2 at the same time. But it looks like Phoenix is actually backing off. He wants to make sure he gets his blade level 3 probably, and ideally his Shadow Hunter level 3 too, first. Okay, we got Wand of Mana Stealing, which is actually pretty solid. You know, generally you prefer Mana Potion because it's much easier to just click it once, have your mana, and then it's a large pool of mana from that. But Wand of Mana Stealing, being able to steal the opponent's Shadow Hunter mana as well as gain mana for yourself, can be extremely powerful as well. Jedi, however, does not have any salves on him, so at some point he's likely going to have to make it back to his base. Another nice item for Jedi to go along with the stolen Sobe Mask. We have the Pendant of Energy. And yeah, Jedi is looking to pick off on the Kodo. A little bit of, I don't want to say a misrally, but a misjudgment of where Jedi was at. And that is actually huge. Jedi's opting to break 50 right away as well. He wants to put pressure on Phoenix. He senses blood in the water, and he wants to make something of it. He's jumping up to 57. Selling items, buying heal scrolls. He really does need to creep this though, and ideally get salves. However, you don't really want to walk to your base. So I think what you do is, yeah, you have to creep this because you need level 3 Shadow Hunter first. But you don't go for salves, you just rely on the fact that your Shadow Hunter has full mana. Did he just lose something? No, I think it's just the troll dying. These walkers are taking a ton of damage though. You gotta watch out for that. Okay, Hellstone, actually pretty big pickup. This can do wonders if your hero ends up focused at any time. And just over the fight, constantly regenning the spirit linked damage. Okay, so BlackPhoenix finally picking up the potion of mana. Would have been nice to see that on Concealed Hill. However, I believe that was the map he won anyways with his dominant position. But it definitely would have helped there, and we will definitely see it help here. Goes double potion, clarity. So Phoenix is set for mana. Jedi on the other hand has Sobi, Mantle, Pendant, big mana pool. He's a little short on mana because he had to use a heal wave or two to keep his army healthy without going back for salves. But as we can see, with this early break of food, he's at 61 food, has a shop coming up, has a heal scroll, and they both have quite a bit of claws. These claws, slippers, double circlet will put in work for Phoenix. He's going to have to rely heavily on his blade to do a lot here. Ensnare coming out on the Kodo, but the Kodo is he's actually got 2 eats off on the Kodos, and keeping his Raider alive with the heal wave. Phoenix as well, keeping his Raider alive with the heal wave, pulling it back too. Would be nice to see an Ensnare on the blade maybe, and then run the Raider back. He does run it back, gets the heal wave off. Nice save. And Jedi's actually not lost anything yet. Phoenix has lost 3 units plus a peon, and his units over here are getting very, very weak. And Jedi gets the blade in a little surround, pops out with the Windwalk. However, Phoenix is looking in a dire position. All of his stuff is red. Jedi's army is huge. He found the right timing to break upkeep and just that pick off on the Kodo middle. Overall, just solid. He did have 400 less gold mined. Oh, that was because of the upkeep, right? That makes sense then. I thought it was maybe a 4 peon on gold mistake or something, but it was actually just the upkeep. Yeah, we see him come in clutch there. The Blade Master from Phoenix was looking very scary early on. He had double claws plus 9. I do believe he spent 300 gold to get the second claws, and as we can see, it did not actually end up paying off. Maybe if the Kodo hadn't died middle and he had that working for them. But yeah, Phoenix definitely was a bit behind there. He was like 10 supply down. Jedi had like 6 peons and a shop coming up. Played that one very well, keeping his army healthy with the level 3 Shadow Hunter that had tons of mana and just putting pressure on without having to backtrack to his base. And Jedi will move on to the finals, where he will face either Eugene or Lion, so an undead or elf player in Washed Up League Group G.